Your joints are not stiff because you are getting old. They are stiff because your body quietly lost something it was depending on for decades. And the moment you understand what that something is, the way you see your morning stiffness will never be the same again. This is not about aging. This is about a specific biological chain reaction happening inside your body right now. And nobody ever broke it down for you in a way that actually made sense. Until today, most women over 50 who wake up stiff and achy hear the same two things. Either it is just a normal part of aging, or they get handed an arthritis label and told to manage it. And here is the real problem with both of those answers. They stop at the surface. They describe what is happening but completely ignore why it is happening. And when you do not understand the why, you cannot do anything meaningful about it. You just manage it. Indefinitely. The real story starts with a hormone. And it is not the one most people mention, first estrogen. Most women think of it purely as a reproductive hormone, something that controls cycles and fertility. But estrogen was doing something else inside your body this entire time. Something most people never explain to you. Estrogen is a natural anti-inflammatory. Every single day for decades, it was quietly keeping certain inflammatory compounds in your body under control. These compounds, when left unchecked, cause swelling, pain, and deep joint inflammation. Estrogen was essentially standing between them and your joints. Then menopause arrives. Estrogen declines. Those inflammatory compounds no longer have anything holding them back. The joint pain begins, not because of your age, because a powerful biological protection system your body relied on is no longer present. But that is only part of the story. Inside every joint in your body, there is a fluid. Think of it as the oil that keeps everything moving smoothly. That fluid depends on estrogen to stay thick and effective. When estrogen drops, that fluid becomes thinner, less cushioning, less glide, more friction between your joints, especially after hours of stillness during sleep. That is the real reason morning stiffness hits hardest the moment you get out of bed. And then there is the cartilage, the tissue that cushions your bones. Studies show that women can lose a significant portion of their structural cartilage protein within just the first few years after menopause, not slowly over decades. Within years, so what you are feeling is not one problem. It is three things happening at the same time: increased inflammation, reduced joint lubrication, thinning cartilage, all driven by the same hormonal shift. You are not imagining any of this. It is real, it is measurable, and it is happening in the bodies of millions of women who were never given this explanation. Take a moment with that. Because if you have spent years wondering why your body suddenly feels so different, why things that were easy before now hurt, this is the answer. And knowing it matters more than you realize now here is something that almost never gets mentioned when people talk about joint stiffness in women over 50. And when I first came across this research, it genuinely stopped me. Your gut. Scientists have identified a direct connection between gut health and the level of inflammation throughout your entire body, including your joints. When the balance of bacteria in your gut is disrupted, the gut lining can become more permeable. This allows inflammatory compounds to enter your bloodstream and travel directly to your joints. Researchers call this the gut-joint connection. For women over 50, whose gut health is already shifting because of hormonal changes, this connection becomes especially significant. So if you have been doing everything you think you should and still waking up stiff every single morning, your gut may be part of the picture nobody has looked at yet. Here is something that will make complete sense the moment you hear it. Joint stiffness in women does not begin at 50. It begins in the years leading up to menopause. That transition can start in your mid-40s or even earlier. The biological changes we just described begin quietly, long before your last period. So when stiffness suddenly feels unbearable at 52 or 55, it did not happen overnight. It was building. Your body simply crossed a threshold where it became impossible to ignore. That is not weakness. That is not failure. That is your body communicating something real to you. And now you finally have the language to understand what it is saying. So, what does science actually support for joint health in women over 50? Omega-3 fatty acids have been shown in multiple clinical studies to directly reduce the specific inflammatory pathway connected to joint pain. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines are excellent food sources, and the research on supplementation is solid and consistent. Vitamin D is one that cannot be overlooked. Vitamin D receptors exist inside cartilage cells. When levels are low, cartilage breakdown accelerates. Deficiency in women over 50 is far more common than most people realize. Getting your levels checked is one of the most practical steps you can take. Here is something you can start tomorrow morning before your feet even touch the floor. Spend 2 to 3 minutes doing gentle movement in bed. Slow ankle circles, gentle knee bends, soft wrist rotations. Your joint fluid only distributes its nutrients through movement. You are literally waking up your body's lubrication before you stand. Your gut deserves attention here too. Fermented foods such as plain yogurt and kimchi support a healthier gut environment. Cutting back on heavily processed foods reduces the gut-driven inflammation that reaches your joints. Small, consistent changes here produce real measurable results over time and protect your sleep. During deep sleep, your body releases a hormone that plays a direct role in cartilage repair. Poor sleep raises stress hormones that accelerate cartilage breakdown. For your joints, sleep is not passive rest. It is active repair. Treat it that way. Here is what I want you to carry with you after this video. Joint stiffness after 50 is not a sentence. It is a signal. Your body is not failing you. It is changing, and it responds powerfully when you understand what it actually needs. Everything in this video is grounded in peer-reviewed science, not trends, not opinions. Real research explained the way it should have been explained to you a long time ago. Now I have one question and I genuinely want your answer. Where do you feel stiffness first thing in the morning? Your knees, your hips, your hands, your lower back? Tell me in the comments right now. Because the more you share with me, the more precisely I can build the next video around what you are actually going through. And if you want to know which everyday foods are quietly making joint inflammation worse for women over 50, that one is going to surprise you. Subscribe to Better Life Daily and turn on the notification bell so it finds you the moment it drops. This is Better Life Daily. Real information for real women building a better life after 50. I will see you in the next one.